Hello everybody, it's Mystic, and welcome back to my library. This is another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, and I left off here yesterday. I have to talk to Alice. We are going to go and try and talk to... I forget the Gleaner's name, but we're going to go and try and talk to him to see if he can convince us to... Wait, what are we doing? Oh, that's right. No, we're spying on him. We're spying on him. We're not talking to him. Never mind. Erenville was headed westwards along the path outside the Archeon. Come, we can still catch him. Hold a moment, I have an idea. If memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is a Logisticon Beta, one of Labyrinthos' climate control centers. It should have its own lifts, which one could access the upper or lower level tiers. If I were an agent of the Forum, it would make a convenient meeting place. But even if we happen to find Erenville in the company of said agent, we cannot expect them to reveal the issues of importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. Nay, we shall have to remain undetected. If only Graha and his vanish spell were here. Or Thancred! Oh, but there are other ways of turning invisible. Hippity hop, my little toads. Oh no! Goodness! I'm a frog. Ribbit. Well then, unaccustomed to transfiguration. Worry not, it will wear off with the passage of time. I suggest you and your green companions hop along and catch up with Erenville. Should you feel the magic's fading, return to me and I will refresh the enchantment. And what can I do in the meantime? Wait here with me. In your current state of mind, you'd be as likely to leap into the jaws of a predator as you would learn anything of note. Which reminds me, where are the creatures' hereabouts? Wait, where are the creature? Oh, never mind. Beware them. In that form, you are essentially defenseless. Great. You have changed into a toad. You must remain transfigured in order to progress the quest. You will return from your transfigured status if you move too far away. Okay. How long does it last? Oh, I have 30 minutes. Okay. So I'm talking to Alphino. Ribbit. Alpha Toad and Alley Toad are now accompanying you. Keep them at your side. Okay. So this is like... Oh my god. This is like, those quests before where I had to have them follow me. I just have to be careful. I might want to stick to the paths, perhaps? Although, it looks like I need to head this way. Oh, look, there's other toads. But, like, we're your brethren. It's fine, right? I just want to make sure I try to avoid them as much as possible because they will nom me, and I don't really... Their name is Luncheon Toad. Like, clearly, their purpose is to nom me. Is this a discussion point? Or a quest point? Oh my god. Okay. Ribbit. Yeah, that's, very astute of you. Ribbit. Cool. Okay, anyway. That was fun. Please don't look at me. I am just a little toad. Okay. Please don't, oh my god, don't look at me. Okay, we're safe. Look at us. The besties. I hope they don't capture us.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work.
Okay.
So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Sharlayan scholars and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Sharlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, The time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
It almost sounds like they're making some sort of a doomsday bunker. But if the whole planet's going to be destroyed, how is that helpful?
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
Nice hat. Very, he looks like, I don't know, a bride / graduate? Like, what was that even? Ribbit? Ribbit? Nobody here but us frogs. Ribbit? Ribbit.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full. While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart.
I like how he knew it was us.
Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
He's smart, LSA, that's why.
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
Yeah, that's literally like his life is studying animals. So, I mean, I'm not sure why we thought this was going to work against him. Clearly we fooled the scholar, but I guess that's not his main job. I suppose we should have known a Gleaner who specializes in animal procurement would not be so easily deceived, yet he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, perhaps, we've discovered a new piece of the puzzle, this momentous duty the Forum agent mentioned. Sharlayan has been called into action, and the Telophoroid's declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they deem it of sufficient import to disrupt all of Labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Eorzea's request for aid. What duty could warrant the direct involvement of the Forum and the commitment of all its resources? Judging by what we heard, none of the Gleaners were offered any kind of explanation. At this point, it seems abundantly clear that we'll learn nothing new by pressing them further. We should go back to Y'shtola and Kryl for the moment and see what they think of this. Sorry, I have, like, a hair in my face, and I can't, like, my hair is a little staticky, so I'm trying to, like, keep it out of my face. Welcome back. I trust you found Erenville, then. Yeah, he told us, well, he didn't tell us directly, but we found out a few things. Interesting. I had a feeling you would learn something important, even if that something was simply a confirmation that no one knows much about anything. We should share this with Kryl, then discuss how we'd like to proceed. Assuming we find her back at the farm, she was still behaving oddly, so I bade her return and rest there. Perhaps not the best decision in hindsight. Would you mind checking near those flowers she was so entranced by? The rest of us can survey the more distant areas, just in case she decided to wander. What is up with her? I'm really curious. It seems like she's having... Like, I don't know if Hydaelyn's talking to her or something else. She does have the echo, so... I don't know. But also, she was messed with by Xenos. So I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it either. Where am I going? What is it with these flowers?
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead.
Okay, so is she speaking to Hydaelyn?
Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Thank you. Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Menphilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well.
Aww.
Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you.
Who?
Take the flower, walk free, for you are free, to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That bloom will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction.
This is from the trailer,
In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
Kyle, you good?
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out.
Why specifically in Labyrinthos, though? Like, she wasn't hearing it when she was up top.
Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first. So weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread. Imagine my surprise to discover it was Hydaelyn herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go.
Yeah.
Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts, that unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
You can't be serious. We've done nothing wrong.
Oh, no. We leave them alone for 5 minutes. Uh-oh. What is he doing here?
Master Fortuno, what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Hydaelyn by claiming them as assistants for your organization.
Why is the Ascian music playing here? Is it possible?
You're aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian.
Oh, that guy. The one that recognized us. But also, I'm starting to be suspicious. Like, is it even him? Could he be an Ascian? Don't answer that if you know, by the way. I'm just theorizing. I don't know.
A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
I think you have the wrong group. It's totally not us.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Hydaelyn as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge. But the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
Wow, dude, these are your kids.
What, then, is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
What'd you do to Graha?
Graha! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
But he's allowed to be there. No, wait, is he?
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
I mean, either Graha was allowed to be there and they just arrested him anyway, or they're making that story up. I don't feel like he would have jeopardized anything by doing something wrong. He came out here himself, too. I don't know. Something's up with him. I don't really know how... I mean, I obviously hate the guy, but I'm trying to figure out if this is actually him or if he's an Ascian or not. And again, don't answer that, but I'm starting to get some theories. Is this the until the heavens fall, until our last breath scene?
Forgive me.
Oh.
I was careless.
He did do it, I guess. But I thought he was supposed to be
We would have
there.
been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
Oh, this must have been part of the trailer, too, where he had found something.
The Forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
I just noticed Kryle's hood is down and she's so cute. I know this isn't the time. This is not the time, Mystic, but she's adorable.
These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
Can't believe I thought you were hot. This guy sucks. Seriously. Oh my god.
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Oh, shut up! She didn't do anything wrong.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
Much like, what's his name? Why can I not remember his name all of a sudden? The grandfather? Louisoix. Also, with her hair in a ponytail, she looks a lot like Kryl from Final Fantasy V now. I like it. Is she gonna say it?
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
You tell him, Y'shtola.
Whence came this revelation?
From the mouth of a Forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policy-making process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society.
Okay.
And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd.
Yay for having experience as the Crystal Exarch.
From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge.
Huh.
The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene.
Was I right in thinking about the Doomsday Bunker? Because I know last time I was comparing it to the Disney greenhouse, which is different, and I had mentioned that it sounded dystopian, but now I'm wondering if that was the case.
But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
270. Is that...
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
I love her sass, even in front of all these people.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Is he being force-choked? What is happening? What?
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore.
How did that... How... Like, he was just force-choked. What the heck?
Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword.
We're not asking you to.
We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
This is the part of the trailer. Is she gonna say it?
Do as you must,
Yes!
then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
I love it.
Such misguided zeal.
Uh-huh.
Father, Master Fortune.
No, don't give in to him, Alphino. Call him father.
I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Who the heck are you?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the studio and an
thanks.
old friend of my grandfather's.
Oh, so he might be on our side then?
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches.
So he doesn't...
But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same.
He's not denying that something's happening.
Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? No. If we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
Thank you, sir. I wonder why some of them have hats and some of them don't.
We will have order!
Are the higher level people the ones without the hats? Because that seems to be the case.
Master Monteshane raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldesion are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlayan.
Okay.
You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand.
Doesn't seem fair, exactly. Seems to be favoring you quite a bit. I'm noticing Daddy over there hasn't raised his hand.
I count 51 for and 48 against.
Wait,
the proposal is passed.
Did he raise his hand? We didn't...
Students, Scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences.
I couldn't tell, but when they panned away, it didn't look like he raised his hand. I could be wrong.
Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
Well, I guess it makes sense that the Viera aren't wearing hats. I thought I didn't see him raise his hand, but that doesn't seem to make any sense given how he's acted in the past. I might have just missed it. Well, at least we've been allowed to remain in the city. And our endless investigations have not been in vain. We now know that this mysterious duty of theirs began with whatever the Forum discovered in the Ethereal Sea. With our freedom so sorely curtailed, however, we will struggle to learn more of substance here in Sharlayan. I wonder if that means we're gonna... Where did they say it was that they had to find that? Up in the Dravanian hinterlands, right? Hey, 81! The overall picture has grown clearer, yes, but that's in spite of the Forum being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? Survival, come what may. Is father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family? Alphino? Alice? It is you! Who are you? When I heard you'd been dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I'm so very glad they allowed you to stay. Mother? Oh! I was wondering if we were going to meet her. She's so cute. Now I see where they get their facial features from. Amelia and Leveilleur at your service. So it seems she doesn't suck as much as the father does. And you fine people must be the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Hydaelyn and Graha. Mother, please, we don't wish to make things difficult for you. If word reaches father that you were here... Oh, bother that. Am I to be chastised for speaking with my own children? I love her already. I am well aware that you and Master Fortunal are not on the best of terms at the moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. Yep, love her. Love her. She's like, screw my husband. I'm gonna go talk to my children. Yep, you go, girl. You will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. The timing couldn't be better. As matters stand, we shan't be going anywhere unless we discuss matters with Thancred's group and reconsider our options. Go visit your home. We'll be back at the Annex when you're ready to rejoin us. I'm not sure Celeste, what do you think? Celeste? The Celeste Miston? Yep, that's me. Totally famous. What a splendid day this has turned out to be. Champion of Eorzea. I insist that you join us. Why is she so amazing and her husband such a butthead? Like, seriously. But we must be quick about it. Not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying the hospitality, the servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Wow, he really is a jerk. Celeste, if you would be so kind as to escort my children to the estate? Seriously, what? She's so amazing. And then she was gone, and with her, opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. Alright, I'll see y'all later. I apologize. My mother is not one to take no for an answer. Still, I'm glad, relieved even, to see her in such high spirits. What say you, Celeste? Though it seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us on our visit home? Of course. Fine, if we're going, then let's get it over with. Be sure to stay in the entrance hall. No peeking into our private chambers, thank you very much. Why? Why ever not? Your room is always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has things they'd rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherished mementos you couldn't bring yourself to throw away, childhood toys. I mean, never mind. Leveilleur estate is that way, straight down the stairs. Come on, I know where it is. Oh, are they accompanying me? Okay, so I can't just... Oh, it's close, so it's fine. I was gonna say, can't I just take a Aetherite, but I guess not. When Alice and I were little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or a servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. But this city seems so safe. And now look at us, traveling to different continents, different worlds even. As children, Alphino and I would often wait here for our father to come home from work. It must have been a day when his meetings ran long, because I remember growing restless and leaning over the railing to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at that exact moment, came pounding down the path in a panic, crying out my name. So, I mean, it seems like he did care at some point. I mean, I'm still trying to figure this dude out. And here you are at last. Please do come in. I can't wait to see the inside of their house. Got enough servants?
Welcome home, my lady.
Wow. They are Richie McRicherson. I like that guy's glasses.
What? What are you gawping at?
I mean, you're kinda loaded. House Leveilleur in all its grandeur. Scion headquarters must seem squalid indeed. Just admiring the craftsmanship. I'll go with this one.
Oh, gods, please don't. It makes me feel like a spoiled princess.
No, you're not, though. You're very down to earth. You're cool.
Lord Fourcheneau is not to hear of this visit.
Because he sucks.
And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
I wonder if the servants are all more like... do they prefer her because she isn't a jerk? She must really trust them to think that none of them are going to say anything.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you would accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
I wonder if this is when they're going to get their new outfits. Are these going to be their gifts? Because I know they have a new outfit in the trailer. Like the first trailer. They had new outfits.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scions coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name. "'Tis plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits."
I like her a lot. You could tell, like, I mean, I know Alphino had, like, that spoiled brat kind of side to him in the very beginning. But he's changed a lot, and I kind of wonder if it's partly, like, her influence. Maybe mine. The rest of the Scions. Yep, I was right. They're getting their new outfits.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen.
She's so cute!
But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become.
Oh my god, I love her so much.
See for yourself.
So I know he becomes a sage at some point, given the trailer, but it doesn't look like he's done it
Thank
yet.
you for the splendid clothes, Mother.
Look at him!
Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
Oh my god.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
I feel like a proud mom right now, too. They're growing up. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
If you would allow me, Master Alphino.
Is this when he becomes a sage, or is this later? Yeah, he's a sage now!
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father.
His dad was a sage. I'm sure he had no idea this was happening.
Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days. As a student, he was often called upon to venture into the field.
Color me surprised.
He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now.
I would love to know what changed.
And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry.
Aww.
I am told these devices are quite difficult to master. But someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
Okay, but he started it, so, can you talk to him?
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fourcheneau has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Good advice. She basically just gave them carte blanche to, like, do whatever they need to do.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
And your enemies closer. I really like her. I hope we get to see more of her in this expansion. She's very wholesome. And I love her. And I mean, it could just be that I too am a mom and, like, I get it. I understand her. And, like, I would probably do the same thing in her situation. So I really, really like her a lot. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her, and I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. Our visit was all too brief. For now, however, it will have to suffice, as will these tokens of home that we carry with us. These gifts will help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality. Let us return to the annex and rejoin our companions. Enjoyed your time with the Leveilleurs, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared, but their new outfits tell the tale. I only hope we can help them to reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret the Forum strives to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you by Hydaelyn is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once you've scouted out the situation in Thavnair, we'll be well equipped to plot our next move. Okay. Alright, so it looks like I've done everything here. And so I'm gonna be heading to Thavnair next. So I think I'm gonna do that in the next episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you have. You can also follow me on social media, which I have linked down below. And yeah, until next time, I will see you later. Bye!